Welcome back, everybody. It doesn't look like we're filling much into the save file menu, but we're making progress, slow and sweet. So we're going to work on Sparkman's level, which is very, surprisingly, platform-centric. Of all the Robot Masters, this is one of the few stages which focuses more on platforming than it does on actual fighting. And that actually gets into some of the difficulty that this level actually provides. So first and foremost, we have a very nice spike drop. And if you want to be daring, you can go all the way to the left here and grab 1,000 points. So there's that. And then there's a pathway off to the right, which you obviously can't get to without discovering the hidden boss Nightman first and getting his weapon. So that'll always be elusive to you until pretty much close to the end of the game, or if you're able to find Nightman first off, pretty early in the game. You're going to have access to possibly another weapon tank quite early, rather than much late. So there's really not much to speak of so far in this level. Everything's been pretty tame, more or less, but all that's about to change, and I pretty much want that health. So this is the first. You're landed right onto a conveyor belt, and if you're not careful and you have slow reflexes, you're just gonna have a nasty fall on your first try. So, but overall, this isn't too bad. Not yet, anyway. Now you'll want to jump out a little bit just to activate that extra tube, so you don't have to deal with that guy in the next set of conveyor belts. Now this is a tricky one, but if you're good at jumping out from low overhang ceilings, it's not too bad. Here's another tricky 500 points to get. But again, not too bad. Now here's what tripped me up a lot, and those are these little cog conveyors, little cog wheels. However, if you don't move with their movement and just let them take you where they want to, you actually move slow enough that you can react and jump off of them in time. But if you're like in the process of moving while you're on top of them, you're going to go double as fast. Now here's something interesting. I was very surprised when I came to this part of the game, and I was just like, what? This is very reminiscent of that one area, the library in Megaman 03 with the, what is it, Biblial Volt Eel? I forgot his name, but anyone who's played that game, you know what I'm talking about. And this is slowing down like crazy. Is it, again, like the rain portions of Toadman's stage, this is a very not friendly recording area of the game, so I'm using Cam Studio, and that seems to be the most reliable recorder that can do this game. Fraps does an admirable job, but it just does something weird to the resolution, and I'm not really sure how to fix it. And so this is our second MM killer, Punk, and I actually honestly believe that he is the hardest one of the bunch. He is quick, just as quick as Inker, and he hits like a frickin' brick. And he's very fast. And he has one attack. If he does it, I'll point it out to you, that is very hard to dodge if you're not on your toes, on your game. So far he's acting pretty much like his Mega Man 10 incarnation. A little bit up, here it is. And ow, that hurts. He does 5 hops in a row, and he tries to land on your position. So he's pretty rough, and I didn't mean to do that when I recorded this, but it was so annoying to get to that part of the level just to get to him and die that I just didn't care. And I just killed him off. I would rather have had him, you know, alive so I could show you his special attack in the Wily stages, but no big deal in the end. Now here's some platforms they bring in from Concrete Man stage from Mega Man 9. And not exactly fitting in with the Sparkman theme, but I guess there were platforms in the original level of Mega Man 3 that did rise up into the ceiling of spikes, so I guess I could see the point in bringing those in as replacements. So all in all, I guess it's pretty fair trade-off. Rather interesting room designs here. And here's where the path splits. And going off to the left gets you a rather nice item, but we're going to continue on the main path. Say hello to Eddie, who's actually useful this time. Now, if just past the midpoint MM Killer boss battle was the permanent midpoint of the stage, this is actually the temporary midpoint right here. So if you die anywhere past this point and you still have extra lives to spare, you'll appear here. Which is actually very useful because these next couple sections are quite insta-death happy. Now here's the part coming up that really gets me every now and then and kills me. And that's these little cogwheels again, right here. Very tricky jumps those are. If you have the rush jet, not too big a deal. Here's another spike drop. Another split in the path, and if you are careful with your jumps, which I am not, rush doesn't allow to be summoned on spikes anymore, not in this game. Now you could go for that 1,000 points. It's a really tricky jump with the low overhead, but it's not too bad. But I'm doing so good on this level, I don't really want to die right now. I want to pretty much go through it in one go. So that was my reasoning for not getting that. Now, Sparkman, he is a bit of a spaz. And by that I mean he's very unpredictable. There's no telling what he's going to do next. And every now and then he jumps, he skips like that. He skips platforms, because otherwise he'll jump from, what am I saying, platforms. He'll jump from landing to landing, and then he'll every now and then skip a landing. And there's no telling when he's going to do that. So he's a bit of a spaz. And then he has these little stupid homing sparks that really are annoying, and they don't let up for at least 5 or so seconds. But other than that, he's quite difficult and quite different from his Mega Man 3 incarnation. And yeah, I didn't really get him on my first try. He is quite the difficult customer without his weakness. Even with his weakness, he can still trip you up with his skipping landings and jumping 2 in a row. I do like his intro, though. Very creative. Now, there is a safe spot on the middle landing in the center of the room, at the far right in the corner. As you can see, there's a little gap to the right of him where he's there. If you're standing there, he will not hurt you. He doesn't take up the whole space of that landing. So if you're off to the right, you won't get harmed. That is something you could potentially use in this battle to avoid damage. Another close call yet again. He is definitely one of the harder bosses to beat with Buster only. Good luck for those who try and perfect run him, because he is wildly unpredictable. His Spark Shock is markedly improved in this game, and actually does good damage to most enemies, and splits into small little Spark Shocks upon contact with any solid or enemy. A very much improved weapon over the original version of Mega Man 3. And he has the ever-helpful energy balancer in his level. So to see what's going on behind these metal blocks, we're going to use the Night Crush. This is one of the first paths I think I'm going to be showing here that requires the Night Crush weapon. And this is actually a rather difficult area to get through unscathed. You're probably going to get hit at least once. I mean, the Center Flash is truly the easiest way to get those enemies out of your hair. But you're not out of the woods yet. You still got a couple more rooms left to go to be able to get to the next upgrade here. Make sure you have the Tornado Blow just in case you fail. And that's a good thing that Spike Guard was in my possession, or I would have died right there. That is seriously one of the harder spike falls in the game. And probably somewhat of a glitch. I don't think those blocks are supposed to be standing in midair. I'm wondering if they're going to catch that. I'll probably have to report that. And hopefully they'll fix it before final release. Proof of concept that you can destroy those with the rock power stone. Now you could use the tornado blow right now on these platforms, but it would not help you in the least. And here you want to jump immediately as soon as you use it, because the tornado blow does elevate your jumping height, so if you jump a little bit too late, you're going to hit the spiked ceiling. So you want to jump immediately after you use it. I have to say, given the limited capabilities and gimmicks possible for the original Sparkman stage, there was a lot done in this level. Like here, this is going to be pretty tricky to pull off. You're going to have to slide as soon as you hit the next one, the second platform in the bunch. That tripped me up so many times. I can't count how many times I died on that because I forgot I needed to slide on the second platform. Yep, I was a little bit scared that I was going to hit those electro spines, but instead I just got hit on by a junk block, which was even worse. One last obstacle remains in the way between you and the energy balancer, and you could easily screw it up. But this just takes you back on the main path, right past the second temporary midpoint. Okay, and just past this second spike fall, you'll have this option to get rid of the block with either the Power Stone or the Night Crush, and go into a rather easy section for an energy tank. And I guarantee you, these types of electro spines, they are possible to get around. I just haven't demonstrated it at all in the video, but you can get around those electro spines. It is possible. It just takes pinpoint precision jumping. And that's pretty much all there is to the Sparkman stage and upgrades.